Good day. Well, before we start, for this class, you will need, as always, a block or cushion or support, and a belt, a strap, or something that looks like a belt. And you want to place the belt on top to the side of the mat, because we are going to use it eventually at the end of our class. All right. And then let me briefly tell you about today's class. This class is a backbend flow. So we are going to create a lot of space into the frontal part of our body, really stretching that side of the body. And we really want to connect with our heart center while we do so in our class, but we also want to connect with the emotions and the sensations that are coming from that area. And you know, often we say that that area is connected with to love, but not only to love. It can be connected to our vulnerability, to the ability of accept, to joy, and so on. So my invitation for this class is to create a very deep connection there and within, in a way that you can be aware of what is your heart telling you in this moment, and what do you really need in this moment in your life, if you connect with your heart. All right, so we start with the legs crossed or seated on your knees over something in a comfortable position for a brief moment of centering, and then we'll start with some pranayama. So palms of your hands over your thighs. Take a moment to really sit tall. Press your seat bones into the prop you're seated on. Maybe take a moment, make a couple of circles with your hips. Start to feel your lower back. Start to slowly and slightly engage your core so that you can gain more support for your lower back. Connect with the sides of the chest. Lengthen that area. Observe the rib cage, the position of the rib cage. Observe how the breath moves your rib cage. Allow your shoulders to fully relax. Make space in between your collarbones. Feeling the sternum lifting. And then connect with the neck. Make sure there is space into the back of the neck, that you're lengthening all the way up to the crown. And there is no tension, no form of tension into your face muscles. Even your lips are slightly separated. You just notice that you're whole, you're present into the body. You notice its sensations. And then you pay attention, you become aware of the breath that was always there by your side. But now you really focus into it. You really observe the depth of your breath. the rhythm, the pace. Observe how does it feels when you breathe in. And observe how does it feel when you breathe out. In this moment of presence in the body and breath, just drop everything and create a connection with your heart center area. Without thinking what to do, what to think, where to connect. Just feel that area. Observe the sensations from within that are coming from there. Do you feel light when you connect there? Do you feel heavy when you're in that area? Does your breath flow easily in there? Then slowly move your hands. Place them on top of your heart center, one hand on top of the other. Feel the warmth of your hands on top of your chest, on top of your heart. And simply commit to be present there. Commit to listen to yourself, commit to listen to your heart, to your inner teacher, to what your heart needs. And then release your hands back over your thighs. Take a full inhalation and a deep exhalation. You leave your left hand exactly where it is. And if you want, you can open your eyes. And with your right hand, you bend your... Actually, you place your index and middle finger into your third eye, in between your eyebrows. And then you attach your ring finger and little finger together. And they are moving on top of your left nostril. And then you have your right thumb that is on top of your right nostril. And we are practicing Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breath. So do not close your nostrils right now. Just focus into your breath as it flows in and out naturally. Rest your index and middle finger and to your third eye. And then take a full inhalation in. A deep exhalation out. And then close your left nostril. Inhale into your right nostril. And then close your right nostril, open your left, exhale out through the left nostril. Inhale into the left nostril. And close your left nostril, open the right, exhale out into the right. Inhale into the right. And then close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale into the left. Close the left, open the right, exhale. Again, inhale into the right. Close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale into the left. Close the left, open the right, exhale. And again, inhale into the right. Close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale in there. And then close it, open the right, exhale. Again, inhale into the right. Then close it, open the left, exhale. Inhale fully into the left. And then close it, exhale out through the right. And then release your right hand on top of your thigh. Inhale fully in both nostrils. And exhale out. Observe how your breath flows. Observe how you feel. After a couple of rounds of regular breath, then start to engage with Ujjayi breath. And draw your navel in, your shoulder blades are still down the back. And you gently open the eyes if they are not open yet, and remove any prop you're seated on. Change the leg you have in front. And then place your hands on top of your knees. With the next inhalation, arch your back, lift the sternum, look up. As you exhale, round your back, chin to chest, scoop your tailbone forward, start to move into the hips. Inhale, arching, shoulders back, lift the sternum, exhale, rounding. Draw your navel in, the front of the ribs in. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fully and round. One more. Inhale. And exhale. With the next inhale, really sit tall. Reach the arms up, hands overhead. As you exhale, place your right hand to the mat. Walk it more to the right. Bend the elbow. Maybe place the forearm down. And then for a side bend, move your left arm above your head. Make sure the upper arm is in line with the shoulders. One shoulder is on top of the other. Look up if it's available. Press both seat bones down. And then with the next inhale, lift yourself all the way up, both arms up, and change side. Left hand down, walk it more to the left. Bend the elbow, forearm down eventually, and the other arm above your head. Really activate your right arm. And spread your fingers. Keep the sides of the chest long. Press both seat bones down. With the next inhale, press yourself up, both arms up. And then find your way to all fours on your hands and knees. Arrive with your shoulders on top of your wrist and the knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide and we start to warm up the wrist here. So move from side to side, back and forth. Increase the angle into the wrist. Look down in between your hands. Keep your arms straight, your navel engaged. And then start to play a little bit with your hands. You want to rotate your hands maybe with your fingers looking out to the long sides of the mat. And keep moving, making circles. Maybe rotate your hands with your fingers looking to each other, to the center. And also here, you move in all directions. And then you rotate your hands from the outside with your fingers looking at your knees. Be gentle here, that's more intense. Still doable if you do it slowly. Increasing the space a little bit. All right, and then you find your way to all fours with your fingers pointing forward. Tuck your toes under. Find your way into downward facing dog. And lift your hips up and back. Start immediately to press the mat away with your hands. I would like you here, before you set into your downward facing dog, to grab the sides of the mat with your hands. Open your feet mat width with the outer edges of the feet in line with the edges of the mat. And then press the mat away with your hands. Moving your chest very close to your thighs. Drop your head. Take a moment, really stretching the shoulders. Press your heels towards the mat. Feel your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Good, and then find your way back with your hands into the mat, your feet hip width apart. Find a steady downward facing dog, maybe with your knees bent to start with. And then lift your right leg back and up. Flex the foot, keep the hips squared, move slowly. As you exhale, step your right foot forward to the right thumb, arriving into low lunge with the back knee down. Inhale, lift your chest and arms up. As you exhale, move your right arm alongside of the body. With the next inhale, reach higher with your left arm. And then move your left arm above your head for a side bend. If you cannot reach the mat with your right hand, you can place it on top of a prop or just keep it floating. But breathe fully, keep your shoulders back. With the next inhale, come back to center, both arms up. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, flex the foot, and then start to fold forward, moving your hands down. Keep your hands under your shoulders. The front knee can be micro bent, and we start to cat-cow here with the back. So as you inhale, try to arch the back, look up. As you exhale, round your back, press the mat away, draw your navel in. Inhale, arching, shoulders back, the sternum moves forward. Exhale, rounding, protract your shoulder blades, really making space. Two more. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Long breath with Ujjayi. One more. Inhale, arching, shoulders back, feel the sternum that lifts up. Exhale, round, front of the ribs in. With the next inhale, lengthen your back. As you exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, low lunge, lift your chest and arms up. As you exhale, hands down, step the foot back into downward facing dog. Grounding for a couple of breaths into your hands and feet. Still observing the quality of your breath. Lift your left leg back and up. Keep the foot flexed, don't lift the leg too much. It's just the beginning. Make sure you're pressing the mat away with your hands. And then step the foot forward to your left thumb for low lunge. Drop your right knee down. Drop your hips. Navel engaged. Inhale, lift your chest and arms. As you exhale, left arm alongside of the body. First, create an inhalation to lengthen more to the right side. And then from here, create a side bend with the other arm on top of your head. And collapse with the chest forward. Keep it on top of your hips, even if you're slightly arching your lower back. With the next inhale, come back to center, both arms up. As you exhale, move backward, straighten the front leg and flex the foot and fold forward. Place your hands into the mat. Shoulders back, front knee micro bend if you feel too much stretch into your hamstrings. And then as you exhale, round your back. Drop your head. Inhale, arching, shoulders back. Move your sternum more forward. Exhale, rounding. Space in between your shoulder blades. Tuck your tailbone under. Inhale, arching. Seat bones more backward. Exhale, rounding. One more. Inhale, arch, shoulders back. Exhale, round. With the next inhale, lengthen your back, look forward. As you exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, lift your chest and arms up. Exhale, hands down, step the foot back, downward facing dog. Look at your hands, spread your fingers. Remove any pressure from the wrist by really anchoring your hands. With the next exhalation, walk your feet forward to the hands. Keep your feet hip-width apart while you interlace your hands behind your back and then send your hands forward over your head as you fold. Drop your head. Keep your shoulders away from the ears though. Your navel is even more engaged to fold even more forward. And then as you exhale, drop your hands down. Close your feet together. Lengthen your back, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, lift your chest and arms. Exhale, hands in front of the heart center. And start with a classical sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, right knee down, low lunge. Drop your hips. Inhale, lift your chest and arms. Exhale, hands down, plank pose. Step the foot back. Stay low with the hips. Inhale, shift forward to the top of the toes. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Bend your elbows. Upward facing dog, strong legs, straighten your arms. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take one breath. Maybe adjust the position of your feet if you need. And then lift your right leg back and up, flexing the foot. Step the foot forward to the right thumb, low lunge. Drop the left knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step your left foot forward to the right and fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Lift your chest and arms. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands in front of the heart. Left side, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, left knee down, low lunge. Inhale, chest and arms up. Exhale, hands down, plank pose, step your right foot back. Inhale, shift forward to the top of your toes. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale, press the top of the feet down. Downward facing dog, exhale. One breath. Lift your left leg back and up. Step the foot forward, low lunge. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, chest and arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step your right foot forward to the left and fold. Inhale, rise fully up. And exhale, hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, long back. Exhale, chaturanga, hands down, feet back, bend the elbows. Upward facing dog, inhale, keep your navel engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Long, deep breath here. Feel free to exhale out from your mouth. Feel free to take a moment and pause. Maybe child's pose can be an option. No tension into the neck. Ground into your legs and feet, pressing the mat away with your hands. And then lift your right leg back and up, always flexing the foot. Step the foot forward into crescent lunge. Back heel lifted, reach your chest and arms up. Strong into the back leg, which is straight. Maybe stay higher with your hips if you feel tension into the lower back. With the next exhalation, bend your elbows into cactus arms. With the next inhale, straighten the front leg and reach the arms up, come higher to the ball of the back foot. Exhale, bend the front knee, bend the elbows into cactus arms, really spread your fingers. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up, palms of your hands facing each other. Exhale, bend the front knee, cactus arms, press your elbows backward. One more. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, just regular crescent lunge, bend in the front knee. With the next inhale, balance on your right leg into warrior three, moving the arms alongside of the body with your palms facing down. I invite you to keep the standing leg micro bend, to square off your hips properly, and to really flex the upper foot. Lift your chest like upward facing dog. And then slowly start to fold forward with your chest, moving your hands down next to your right foot for a standing split. Lift your left leg up. Drop your head, look back. Try with your forehead to reach your standing leg. And then bend the front knee, the standing leg, and drop your left foot back, arriving into low lunge. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, lift your chest and arms up. As you exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift the sternum. Exhale, send your hands towards the mat, but then keep your shoulders away from the ears. If you feel collapsing into the lower back, control your navel in, maybe press your hips towards each other. And then release the hands interlaced. Place your right hand on top of your right thigh, and then press the thigh away, stay higher there. And then if it's available, if you're not really on top of the back knee, then bend that knee and catch the foot with your left hand. If you need, you can fold the mat with the side to create more, softness underneath the back knee. Fully breathe into that. Keep your navel engaged. And then release the back foot down, hands down. Find your way into downward facing dog. You can do a vinyasa if you're fancy, chaturanga up dog, down dog, or just downward facing dog. Mindfully choosing what your heart needs. Being led by the heart, not by your mind. Lift your left leg back and up. Step the foot forward, arrive into crescent lunge. Back heel lifted, reach the arms up. Create a solid base, straighten the back leg, hug your hips towards each other, shoulder blades down the back. Bend the elbows, exhale, cactus arms. With the next inhale, straighten the front leg, come higher to the ball of the back foot, lift your arms up, palms facing each other. Exhale, bend the front knee, bend the elbows into cactus. Inhale, rise up. Engage your kneecaps, lengthen the sides of the chest. Exhale, bend the front knee, bend the elbows into cactus, press into the back heel. Again, inhale, reach higher. And with the next exhale, just crescent lunge, bend the front knee. Look forward, drishti, solid gaze. With the next inhale, balance warrior 3. Lift your back leg, moving your chest forward like a T shape, arms alongside of the body. Hips are squared. Again, standing leg can be micro bent. Palms of your hands are pressing down, like if you are pressing the mat away, the floor away. Then move your eyes from that point. And slowly start to fold forward, lifting your right leg higher. Drop your hands down, standing split. Walk your hands more backward. Keep your upper leg as active as possible, flexing or flaunting the upper foot. Look backward. And slowly release, bend the front knee, drop your right foot back, low lunge, right knee down. Inhale, lift your chest and arms. As you exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift the heart center as you send your hands towards the mat. You really even feel space into the neck here. No need to look up and to drop your head back. Release. Your hands, place your left hand on top of your right thigh, not on the knee, into the thigh. Again, if you need, fold the mat so that you have softest support underneath your right knee, and then bend that knee so that you can catch with your right hand the back foot. And then stay higher with the chest. Keep the outer foot active, feel the stretch into the psoas. Breathe fully there. And then slowly release it. Adjust the mat, place your hands down, find your way to downward facing dog, adding chaturanga up dog if you need, or just landing into your downward facing dog. Maybe bicycle the knees and swing your hips. Bring some flow into your down dog, into your body. Keep your breath flowing with your jai breath. Lift your right leg back and up. As you exhale, bend the knees, send your knee to your forehead, rounding the back. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Back heel lifted, reach the arms. As you exhale, interlace again your fingers behind your back. Send your hands pressing down, your sternum lift, your navel is engaged. Now slowly, just a couple of times, as you exhale, lower your left knee towards the mat. Inhale, come back into crescent. One more. Exhale, knee down. Inhale, up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, three-legged dog with your right leg moving back and up. Then bend the knee, hip over hip. Lift the right knee higher towards the ceiling. And flip the dog, arriving seated down. So you're facing the back of the mat. You have your right knee bent with the right foot into the mat. Now hug your right knee with your left arm and place your right hand behind you. Make sure your left leg stays really grounded into the mat with the front foot flexed. Hug your knee towards your chest. Twist more, engaging the navel in to create more space for the rib cage to twist. And then slowly release it, but keep your right hand where it is. Now press it into the mat with your fingers looking the top of the mat. We're moving into welfing from here. So press your feet down as you inhale. Lift your hips up. Make sure the right shoulder is into its socket. And reach up. Open up. Open, open. And then slowly come back down, sit down, and then rotate both hands and chest to the left, finding your way back into downward facing dog. As soon as you're in down dog, lift your right leg back and up, right leg up, and step the foot forward, opening into second warrior. Ground the back foot, lift your chest, arms open. Back foot in line with the edge of the mat, really ground the other edge of the foot, sink deeper into the hips. Extended side angle with your right hand to the mat inside of the foot, maybe over the block. Lift your left arm above the head. Right shoulder, right knee moving towards the right. Your heart center moving into the opposite direction towards the ceiling with arm per arm really engaged. Look down, straighten the front leg, step your right hand, if you want, outside, even far away from your right foot, so that you arch your back slightly as you move into triangle pose. Something in between triangle and falling star. Really open. And then move back, bending the front knee. Now, ground your right hand next to your right foot, grounding into the mat. The wrist is under the shoulder. The hand is outside of the foot. We move into a variation of side plank here. So lift your right foot off the mat. Keep the knee bent in, and then drop the knee down. Variation of side plank. Open up your hips forward. Lift your left arm up. Lift your left leg up. Flex the foot. Bend the knee and catch the foot behind you. Now press the foot away from you, arching the back. You can either look down, look forward, or look up. And release it. Ground your left foot down. Lift your left arm up. Inhale, lift your right knee off the mat. Straighten the leg forward in front of you. Place the foot into the mat. Falling star. Lift your hips higher. Really open. One more breath. And then find your way with both hands down, right foot back, downward facing dog. Slowly. If you need a moment, especially for your right wrist, sit down. You can even find child's pose, or just sit down and make some circles with your hands. One more deep breath. And then lift your left leg back and up, flexing the foot. As you exhale, bend the knees, send the knee to the forehead, rounding your back, pressing the mat away. Leg up and back, inhale. Step the foot forward to the left thumb, handing your way to low lunge. Sorry, to crescent lunge. Back heel lifted, reach the arms. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your navel engaged a couple of times, lowering your knee down. Inhale, straighten the back leg, come higher. Exhale, bend your right knee. Keep your chest long. Inhale, come back up. And then really reach the arms up. Take a moment, crescent lunge, and then place your hands down. Find your way to three-legged dog with your left leg up and back. Bend the knee, hip over hip. Lift the knee even higher, and then flip the dog. Arriving seated into the mat for a twist. So right leg straight, left knee bent, hug the knee with your right arm. Place your left hand behind you. So we are just seated down first. Lift the chest higher as you inhale, rooting your seat bones down. Exhale to twist more, hug the knee closer to you, both shoulders down. Mind the front foot flexed. All right, and then leave your left hand where it is. Press it down into the mat. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. Now come back looking forward. Press both feet down. Keep your right arm in front of you. When you're ready, navel in. Inhale, lift your hips. Really open up. So the pressure is to, the action is to press the mat away. Really opening. Lengthening your right side of the body. And slowly release it, come back seated down. Because now we move with the chest and arms to the opposite side, stepping your hands back to the top of the mat, finding your way to downward facing dog. And as soon as you're in down dog, lift your left leg back and up, flex the foot, and step the foot forward, opening into second warrior. Ground the back foot in line with the edge of the mat, arms open. Sink deeper, really deeper. And then arrive into extended side angle with your left hand inside of the foot, right arm above the head. Mind the alignment here. So your hips are pressing forward, and now forward is the right long side of the mat. So there you feel that action of opening, especially your upper hip. Shoulder blades down the back. Look down, Trikonasana, straighten the front leg, reach your right arm up, and step your left hand back. And maybe far away from your left foot, creating more space into this Trikonasana. Keeping both kneecaps engaged, both feet pressing down. Now bend the front knee again. Step your left hand next to your left foot, outside of the foot. The shoulder is on top of the wrist, arms in one line. Now from here, ground really your right foot. Now you lift your left foot off the mat, knee into the chest, and then drop the knee down. Press again your hips forward to the long side of the mat. Revolve the heart center higher, and then lift your right leg up. Bend the knee, hug, catch the ankle with your upper hand, and then press the foot away from you, stretching and arching. Press the mat away with your left hand. And release. Lifting your right arm up, right foot back into the mat. Really ground the sole of the foot there. Look down when you're ready as you exhale. Lift your left knee off the mat towards your chest. And then kick the leg out, straighten the leg, press the foot into the mat, falling star. Lift your hips even higher here. One more breath. And slowly find your way back, hand down, foot back, downward facing dog or child's pose, or massaging your wrists, seated on your knees. Full inhalation into the nose, deep exhalation out of your mouth. Arriving to all fours, drop your knees down. Keep your toes tucked under. Inhale, lift your chest and arms up. Rotate your arms back. Ustrasana, camel pose. Place your hands on your lower back. Elbows in. Keep your hips on top of the knees. And then lift the sternum up and slightly drop back. If you feel you have the space already, you can place your hands into your heels. But mind to keep your hips on top of the knees. Shoulders back, navel engaged, sides of the chest long. And slowly as you inhale, come back up and place your hands down, moving your knees together. Arriving into Virasana. So, knees together, feet mat width, and open, help with your hands to move your calf out. And then seat in between your feet. And for some, this is available. For others, maybe not, because of your joints, because of how your body's done, because today it just doesn't feel good, and that's totally fine. So if you need to sit on top of a block or a folded blanket or anything, do that. If you are comfortable, steady, seated, without any prop in Virasana, then move into Sutta Virasana. If you are over something, over a cushion, over a folded blanket, stay there the whole time. If you're on your mat with your seat bones, then slightly move backward. Arrive on your forearms first. Have a moment understanding if this is okay. I maybe just stop here, or maybe I move directly all the way down with my upper back. And then maybe arms overhead into Sutta Virasana. If you are seated, stay there. Maybe close the eyes. Remember the intention today. Just connect with the heart. If you're in Sutta Virasana, slowly start to lift your chest, helping with your elbows pressing down, and then your hands moving back up. And then if you're seated, stay with us and press everybody the hands into the mat to lift back into all fours. Find your way slowly. Take a moment, lengthening, neutralizing your back. Navel stays engaged. And then place your forearms into the mat. Find your way to dolphin pose. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. So make sure the elbows are under the shoulders, forearms and hands pressing down. It's like downward facing dog on your forearms. Maybe the knees will be bent. Maybe the feet will walk more forward, but you are pressing the floor away with your forearms. Trying to kiss your knees with your armpits. No tension into the neck. And then from there, press the mat away, finding your way into downward facing dog, lifting your forearms off the mat. And then walk your feet forward, cross your ankles, sit down, lie down on your back. Feet hip width apart. Two options for this practice right now. If your body is ready, you feel ready, your heart is ready, that's your intention, move into wheel pose with your hands to the side of your head. If you feel you need some extra warm-up, maybe it's not there for you today, wheel pose, then you do bridge pose, all right? So bridge pose on your shoulders, wheel on your hands. Both poses with your feet pressing down, hip width apart, navel stays engaged. Whatever you are, whatever you feel, you go for it. Bridge, just lift your hips, interlace your hands underneath your back, walk your shoulders towards each other. Wheel, place your hands to the side of the head and open up. Three more breaths. And slowly, wherever you are, come back down. Arms open to the side of the body. Move slowly your knees from side to side, keeping your feet into the mat. And then arrive with the knees into your chest, just helping with your hands underneath your knees to rock on your back and to arrive in a seated position. All right. So you are on top of the mat. You grab the strap, place it in front of you. We move into half pigeon, eventually king pigeon from here. So what you want to do is to keep your right leg on top, flexing the foot, move your left leg backward. And then help with your hands to make sure you will be on top of your hips, not collapsing into the right hip. If you're collapsing into the right hip and you have a folded blanket or cushion, place it underneath your right hip for extra support. In this way, you will be on top of both hips. And for the variation of king pigeon, I like to keep the right foot not very forward, creating an 90-degree angle, but let's say closer to the groin. This will give you extra stability and extra space to eventually achieve king pigeon. So from there, grab your strap and then place the strap around your left foot, left ankle, and then move the elbow up. So you rotate the arm, catching the strap with your left hand until you have your left arm up. And then you start to catch the strap with your right hand too. And then walk your hands lower into the strap. Try to stay on top of your hips. And for some, walking back, you will eventually catch in the foot. Or just stay there if it's too much for the back or maybe for your hip. You're not going looking for injuries. We're looking just for space. Breathe fully there. And then slowly release it. Release the strap. And then change side. So move your left leg forward. And move your right leg backward. Again, Stay over your hips. One hip might feel more available than the other one. So notice that. Notice if on one side you can maybe try to do king pigeon, the other one maybe is not an option. So it's up to you. If it's not an option, just stay into half pigeon as you are. Otherwise, no, Lucio, that's mine. Bend the knee and catch the strap and place it around the ankle. Right, and then again, move your right arm up. And then start to catch this strap with both hands. Walk, walk, walk your hands. Keep the upper foot active, pointed, elbows near your head. Fully open up. Breathe fully, stay on top. One more breath. And slowly release it. And move your right leg forward. Release the strap. Straighten your legs in front of you. Take a moment moving your hips from side to side. And then straighten your legs and close them together. Point your feet. Place your hands underneath your buttocks. Bend your elbows and slowly find your way to fish pose, Matsyasana. Forearms down into the mat. If you feel collapsing into the lower back or chest, then do the opposite. Really arch your back as if you are sending your sternum towards your feet. Eventually look up or drop your head back as you did eventually with camel pose. One more breath. And slowly release it. Chin to chest first, look forward, and then open your arms to the side, arriving on your back. Arms open to the side, palms facing up, separate your legs. And then swing your legs, shake them from side to side, move your hips. Take a full exhalation out of your mouth. And land as you are into Shavasana. Just being present into your heart area. Latitude of the body. With the eyes still closed, take a full inhalation, really lifting and feeling your lungs and heart center with prana, energy. Exhale out through your lips and the breath away from you. And then start consciously to move your body again from toes to fingers. Moving slowly until you're ready to bring your knees into your chest. And then roll down to the right side. And help with your hands to arrive seated. And hands in front of the heart center. Slightly bowing forward to your heart, your inner teacher, committing to listening to it as you step off the mat into your life and to be led by your heart. Hands on your third eye. Namaste.